Alrighty, how's it going? My name's Dan Drulard, and I am going to be showing off today my test chambers that I made for my Portal 2 assignment for game design. So, the goal of these test chambers was to demonstrate a mechanic without using portals. So, none of the surfaces are portalable, guns basically useless throughout these next four chambers. So, in this first chamber, when you walk right through the door, you're going to see a cube drop out of the dropper, and nothing else is going to happen. So, you're going to be attracted to the cube, obviously. You're going to grab it, you're going to kind of, wander around with it. If you've played any Portal games, you would probably know right off the bat to put the cube on the button, see what happens. The steps to the door open, sweet. Door doesn't open. So you go, okay, well, how do I get the door open? There's this little hole-looking thing. I'll try hitting the one other button that I can see. You hit the button, it's going to destroy your cube. Okay, that sucks. But I got another cube, so you know that hitting buttons will destroy cubes, but drop new ones if they're connected to the dropper thing. And then you see, oh, now there's this laser in the room. I have a cube with glass. I can aim the laser. If I aim the laser in the laser hole, the door opens. So if I do both at once, the button and the hole, the door opens. And the stairs come up. So the whole point of this level is to really introduce you to the lasers and the cubes and how both of them can work. Just give you a brief rundown that, like, cubes can redirect lasers if they have that little glass-looking thing. Cubes can also weigh down buttons that can hold stuff open. And small buttons like that can activate things depending on what they're connected to. So it gives you a really basic rundown of how lasers, cubes, and buttons work, which is going to be the core mechanic for the following few chambers. And with that, you've cleared test chamber 1 of 4. And I will be back in just a moment with chamber 2. Alrighty, so this is going to be test chamber 2 of 4. So kind of expands upon what you learned in the previous chamber, while also getting a little bit more complicated and teaching a couple new mechanics. So if you're completely new to Portal, your first thought might be, okay, I can jump over this or jump into it. You're going to die immediately and learn, okay, goo bad. Goo will kill me. So you're going to go, well, if I'm stuck here, I'm going to hit the one thing that I can do, which is smack that button. Oh, the button activated this laser-looking bridge thing. When you walk up to it, you notice you step on it. Okay, I can walk on this. Also, a laser activates, which lights up that little pylon-looking thing. So you go, okay, well, if I see it lighting up that pylon, that means that it activates something. And that pylon, if you notice, is connected to the laser bridge. If you were to really get experimental and you go, okay, well, what if I move the laser so it doesn't hit the pylon? Okay, shuts off that laser bridge. Good to know. So, you go, okay, well, I see other pylons, and I know it activates this receptacle-looking thing. What if I aim at all 3 of them? Boom. Doors open, stairs are up, and the laser wall of death is down. And if you hadn't seen any of the laser walls before, you might try to walk into it to kind of see, like, what happens if I touch this. And, well, you die. Pretty straightforward. So this one just kind of introduces a few other small mechanics that'll be more necessary within the later levels, while still keeping it relatively simple, relatively controlled. Easy enough answer, especially if you know what you're looking for and what you're supposed to do. If you don't, it might take a couple minutes or so to kind of look around and get a feel for what you're supposed to do. But with that, we are ready to move on to the third chamber. and I will be back in just a moment with that chamber for you. Alrighty, and now we're on to the third chamber. So this one takes what you've already learned, introduces a little bit of new puzzle elements, but all in all, it just prepares you for what's going to be to come in the fourth and hardest chamber. So walking into the room, you're going to notice, okay, there's a cube dropping, keeps plummeting into the death goo. So, I should probably grab it. Grab the cube. What you'll also notice is the laser is pointed to activate the little receptacle thing. And it seems to be connected to that elevator thing. So what if I aim the laser away from it? Okay, so the elevator goes down. And if it's in the hole, elevator goes up. So you take what you've learned so far, you go, okay, well, if I aim the laser into these pylons, activate them, okay, sweet. I could get into there. And you walk in, and you're like, great. Door's all the way up there, so I probably need to take this elevator up. Well, how do I take the elevator? Well, from that first chamber, you would have remembered, okay, red buttons that are connected to droppers will usually reset the cube. So, if I hit the one red button connected to the dropper, cube dissolves, elevator goes up. And from here you go, okay, so I'm seeing a little, what looks to be a laser, or a light bridge emitter. It's got like this countdown looking like icon next to it, and a little dot. It's hard to see because the game doesn't make it super obvious if something's on the edge of a platform like this, but that dot corresponds to the button, which you probably would have noticed from the bottom. You hit the button, oh, it activates this bridge. And you hear a countdown timer, so you're like, okay, I need to rush. I need to grab the cube. So you go, and you grab the cube, and you put it on the button. Door isn't quite open, but it's clear it's activating something in the door. Laser receptacle activates the other part. And you're done. And if you were to fall off this portion of the stage, because of that reset button over there, you can just reset it and cause it to start dropping back into the goo again. So you're not really screwed if you were to mess up here and fall. And with that, we are done test chamber 3. And then we're going to be moving on to the fourth and final chamber, which will take everything that you've learned in the past few chambers and really put your knowledge to the test. Alrighty. And we are now on to the fourth and final test chamber for this assignment. So test chamber 4 is going to take everything you've learned in the past few chambers and really put it to the test to see what you understand. In terms of new mechanics, if you had tried to take a cube out of the level, you would have learned about the emancipation grills. If not, it'll kind of teach you in here with the one over there. So you come into the room and you see, okay, this looks like a relatively simple answer just off the bat. There's a laser in there, opens the door. There's a receptacle there that seems to activate some stairs or elevator or something. You aim it, stairs are active, door is inactive. Okay, so if that's the case, I need to find a way to activate both of these at the same time. So there's, if you kind of look around, okay, it looks like there's another emitter there with a dot and a star. I need to find a way to activate both the dot and the star. That should activate the emitter, and then that'll have both things active at the same time, and I'll be able to go. So you go for what seems to be your next only option. Little pylon, you go, okay, that'll activate something. Aim it, okay, brings up some stairs. Easy enough, you walk up the stairs. You'll see a cube button there and you'll think, okay, I could stand on that, but that's not going to help. Something needs to stay on it to keep it depressed. If you try to go down and grab that cube, it'll deactivate the laser, so let's hit this button and see what happens. Cube gets destroyed, it's down there, but now this laser wall's open. And there's a cube over there. Now, if you had learned about the emancipation grills through trying to take something out of the test chamber, you would know what I'm about to do. But if not, you're like, oh, cube, there's a button there with the star. That's clearly part of what I need to do. I'm going to go throw it in the thing. Destroys your cube. You go, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't put it there. There's clearly some other symbols. Some stuff must need to get activated to be able to put something on that button. So you go, okay, well, I'll place the cube on the one button that I can. Oh, it opens some stairs. So you go, I'm like, alright, another button. Straightforward enough. There's a cube over here now because it dissolved a moment ago. Grab the cube. And go place it on the button. See what happens. So you're like, okay, now there's a laser that's been activated from over there that's beaming into the cube. Well, if I do what I've been doing in the previous chambers and I place something on the button and the laser, if I can aim it properly, boom. Apparently I just can't aim this today. There we go. And if you had noticed, once you put the thing on the button there and the button there, you might have noticed the grill disappeared. But if you pull it off of there, the grill goes back up. You have to... So you go, okay, I need to keep both of these depressed to be able to hit that button. But you'll notice, I got the thing in that hole over there. Laser wall's down. So I could go for this cube that's been taunting me that just keeps dropping the whole time. Woohoo! I've got a cube. I know there's a button over there. I'm gonna go put the cube on the button and see what happens. And you're like, okay, sweet. There's a laser active now. Now I just gotta grab a cube, hop down there, and aim it into the thing. So you're probably gonna go to grab this cube first. Aw, the laser shut off. There's the dot symbol, and there's the dot symbol on this button. Okay, the cube needs to stay on that button for the laser to stay active. So, what you'll probably do is go grab the only other cube you have access to, or if for some reason you really get stuck and can't think to grab this one because you think it has to stay depressed, probably going to go smack that button, and it's going to dissolve this cube off of this button, and you're going to go, okay, so that button was just to be able to get into that area, and now I've got a cube, which can redirect a laser, and I've got a laser that needs to go in a hole, redirect it in, and boom, test chamber is open. So, in terms of how these levels progressively expand upon the mechanic, while the first chamber and kind of the second chamber basically just introduce you to this is how lasers operate, this is how they interact with buttons, this is what the cubes can do. They kind of give you a basic rundown of all the little mechanics that you would have been able to use in the chamber. The third chamber kind of expands upon them, still leaves like a relatively simple solution, but there's a little bit of other information, so it takes a moment to kind of get a feel for it, and you're also still learning a bit about how some of the stuff operates and works with each other. With Test Chamber 4, it really tests, okay, now you know how these things work, let's see if you know how to use them properly and use them in sequence to get everything set up and be able to get that door open. So it just kind of grows with each one. In future levels, if you wanted to, from this point on, you would then expand the mechanic further, introduce it with other features, like focus more on how the emancipation grills will stop you from carrying the cube through certain portions of the level. Focus more on these walls that have to be shut down, multiple things that have to be activated at the same time in order to progress. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's everything. And I hope you enjoyed watching this little playthrough and seeing how these levels run. I thoroughly enjoyed making them, and I'm hoping we get the chance to work on more assignments like this in the future. If you wanted to play these levels for yourself, or just watch a friend play or something, all these levels are uploaded to the Steam Workshop, and you can access them on your own and play through the levels and see how you enjoy them. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.